There are 8 ulterior motive YouTube videos that every business needs to make. So when I tell businesses that they have to make YouTube videos, they think, oh my gosh, that sounds terrible. I need to be the next Mr. Beast. That's not true. It's all about the message. I always say it's the message over the medium. So the medium is the way that we convey information. You know, it's long form, short form, lots of editing, no editing. Are there cool captions? Are there not cool captions? But the message is what we're conveying. It's saying the right thing to the right person at the right time. And long form YouTube content is an amazing way to convey the message. So you have to create YouTube content, but we need to focus on the message. I don't want to create content just for the sake of creating content. I don't want to just put it out there and hope it does something. I want to be hyper strategic about what we're saying and making sure that it's driving the right outcomes in our business. So in this video, I'm going to give you 8 ulterior motive YouTube videos that do that. They sneakily accomplish an end result. So the first ulterior motive YouTube video that every business needs is the 5 steps to accomplish a big result video. So this is essentially a VSL, a video sales letter. So if you drive somebody to a sales page and they see a VSL, they know that they're about to get sold. So their defenses are up. They're skeptical. They've got their sales shield up. But you can take that same information and present it in a YouTube video, and now it's no longer a VSL, it's just a YouTube video. It looks like all of the other non-threatening content that they consume on that platform, so their shields are down. Now, obviously, I didn't come up with this idea. There are a lot of gurus out there talking about how to put VSLs on YouTube, but the difference is I feel like a lot of them have really great outlines, great frameworks, but they're difficult. You have to call out the right person, and then you tell your origin story, and then you have your 3 epiphanies, and then you have your personal before and after transformation, all this stuff. And the more steps that we have in that process, the more difficult it is to execute. You have to remember all of these different things. And especially for us, how we do online filming sessions with our clients, when we're trying to be the producer and walk our clients through an outline, the more steps there are, the more confusing it is, and the more people kind of get in their own heads and psych themselves out. So I want to make it as simple as possible. So for me, 5 steps to accomplish a big result, that really accomplishes like 90% of what a VSL does. You can explain the before state where the client is right now. You can explain the after state that you're walking them towards. You can give the exact step-by-step that leads them there. So you can sell your mechanism and give proof that your solution is the vehicle to get them there. And we can include a lot more psychology in there as well, but that makes it just really simple. Just the 5 steps, that's your VSL. Now, the second video that every business needs is the 5 mistakes that people make when they're trying to achieve some big result. And each one of these mistakes will be objections that your prospects have for not doing business with you. And then we can address each one of these objections as an obstacle. So, one of the reasons why you might not take action and you might not buy is this objection, but here's why that's actually an obstacle that is going to prevent you from achieving success. So in that video, we can remove each one of those one at a time, and we can instill the belief that by avoiding these things, you can achieve the success that you're looking for. Now, the third video is the 5 ways that your industry has changed. So Russell Brunson talks about the switch versus the stack. The stack is, how do you do more of what you're already doing? And the switch is, if you haven't gotten the results that you want, it's not your fault. You are using the wrong method. Rather than doing more of what doesn't work, here's a brand new opportunity that does work. And this video is a great way to do that. So you can say, look, everybody else is doing this, but it doesn't work anymore because our industry has changed. Now you have to do this. And the people that are adopting this now, the early adopters, they're going to see great success. This leads to the 4th video, which is predictions for the future, the way that you see your industry going. So we talked about how things are different from the past. Now let's cast a vision for the future. And this is a great way of secretly establishing your expertise. So I don't just have a lot of information. I see things that other people don't see. I study things that other people don't study. I am plugged in. I have a pulse on this industry the way that other people don't have because I'm an expert. This is an ulterior motive video because we don't want to just come out and say, hey, I'm an expert. I have all the answers. And we really don't feel that way about ourselves anyways. But by creating a video where we cast that vision, where we make those predictions, we establish ourselves as an expert. The 5th video is 5 mindset shifts that I had to make, or it could even be 5 mistakes that other people make with their mindset. The ulterior motive behind this video is rewiring limiting beliefs. So if people think, oh man, this isn't going to work for me. Yeah, it works for other people, but it's not going to work for me. I've failed too many times in the past. I don't have what it takes. This video can be an opportunity to just encourage them, to pump them up, to give them the belief that, no, you can actually do this. The 6th video that every business should make is tools. So 5 of my favorite tools for accomplishing some outcome, or 5 tools that most people don't know about in this industry. I really like doing tools because it feels tangible. So Everybody loves book recommendations. And I think one of the reasons why is because if somebody gives you a list, hey, here's 5 books that will help you accomplish some outcome. If you go buy the books, it kind of feels like you already own the solution. Even though you haven't accomplished it yet, you have the solution in your hands. It's on the shelf. So even though I haven't gotten the outcome yet, I possess the ability. All I have to do is just go crack open those books. The answer is in there. I possess that answer. I know that might be faulty logic, but I literally think that that is the case. So by giving people tools, they feel like we're giving them something tangible, especially if they don't know those, if they haven't seen those tools, read those books, or whatever it may be. And then we establish a sense of reciprocity. Cool, I own this solution, and you are the person that gave it to me. So I love doing lists of tools. The 7th ulterior motive video is how I went from this before state to this after state. And this allows us to tell our origin story. You've already heard 1,000 other people say this. The content is not about us, it's about the viewer. The viewer only cares about themselves. They want to know what they can get out of a piece of content. So we can't just come out and say, hey, I want to tell my origin story so that you know, like, and trust me. We have to present it in a way that provides value to them, especially if they can relate to us on a personal level. Hey, I'm just like you. I was in this situation, but here's how I got to the situation that you want to get to. So we can provide value to them, we can teach them, that's going to be massively valuable for them, but it also allows us to tell our origin story and allow them to connect with us on a human and on a personal level. And then the 8th ulterior motive YouTube video that every business needs to make is how my client went from A to Z. So we talked about us personally, our origin story, but it's really helpful to tell that same story for our clients, because now this demonstrates our ability to actually drive results. We can show case studies, we can show client success stories, and we can just continually give that proof and those results and that evidence that the mechanism that I use to take people from this point to that point, it actually works, and then just continually hammer people with that social proof. So that's it. Those are the 8 ulterior motive YouTube videos that every business needs to make. If the idea of creating YouTube content sounds overwhelming, this is what my business does day in and day out. I will leave a link to my Instagram account down below. Shoot me over a DM and I will tell you about how we help our clients create high quality YouTube videos in only one take. It's super fast, super easy, and actually we create an entire content ecosystem for them. That's the key. It's not just one kind of content. It's not that reels are the magic bullet. It's not that you have to go all in on YouTube videos. You have to create a content ecosystem. It's like a web where we have multiple kinds of content that say the right thing to the right person at the right time. When they consume one of those pieces of content, we suck them into our web and it becomes impossible to not just binge a ton of our content. And then we nurture them from a cold prospect into a hot buyer. And if we create the right kind of content, we can get clients without ever even having to do sales calls. So I have another video about the 5 essential elements of a content ecosystem. I will link that down below or click here to watch it.